Hi guys, and welcome back to the last in our positional tutorials. We're talking today about the goalkeeper, most important position on the park of course. No prizes for guessing what I played when I was a youngster. People actually say that to me, why did you stop playing football? I said because I was a goalkeeper and the goals got bigger than I never. So, goalkeeper. David De Gea is still our goalkeeper because he's exceptional. Why would you change him? Legendary goalkeeper. He is a sweeper keeper in our formation. I believe it's just support. Yep, it is. He's a sweeper keeper with a support duty. So, important things for him. Basically, all the goalkeeping attributes are going to be important. Aerial reach and command of area. I think these are probably what David De Gea struggled with in his first season or two at Man United when people were slating him, saying he was garbage. First touch, obviously that's more of his sweeper keeper duties, passing the ball, playing it out from the back, that kind of thing. 14, very, very good for that for a goalkeeper. Handling, let's just read the tooltip. This attribute reflects the goalkeeper's ability to hold on to the ball when making a save, so 18, so not likely to spill the ball, very important. Not likely to give up rebounds. His kicking, I believe his kicking is just how far he can kick it, basically. Reflects the distance the goalkeeper can reach with a kick post from his hands on the ground. Yep, so not necessarily how accurate, but just how far. One-on-ones, pretty much what it sounds like, I believe. Reflects the goalkeeper's ability to do well when faced with an opponent in a one-on-one situation. Yep. So 16, very good as well. Passing 11, that's ability to successfully find a teammate with the ball, just the same as any other passing stat. And an 11 is pretty damn good for a goalkeeper. A lot of goalkeepers will have 3s or 4s or that kind of thing. So if you can get a goalkeeper with a good first touch or a competent first touch and competent passing, I would say for this, usually our scale is that 15 to 18 or 15, 16, 17 is pretty much good. Anything above 17 is exceptional, and about 12 to 14 is competent, and anything below 12 you'd kind of be questioning. For a goalkeeper, passing, I would say competent is more in the range of about 9 to 12, and anything above 12 is exceptional for a goalkeeper's passing, so 9 or above, I would be accepting that. Especially first touch of 14 is pretty exceptional for a goalkeeper. Again, first touch, you'd be looking at kind of 9 to 12. I'd like one of them at least to be 11 or higher, but the other one could be 9. So you could have one at 11, one at 9, and you'll get away with it. Reflexes of 19 reflects the goalkeeper's ability to react to unpredictable events with a high success rate. So essentially, balls flashed across, somebody gets a header to it, or balls flashed across, bounces off one of your own defenders and is deflected towards the goal. Is he going to be able to react and save that? So 19 for De Gea. He's exceptionally good at that. Rushing out. Ability to come off his line. React to through balls and crosses. Actually, it's not his ability to. This attribute reflects the goalkeeper's tendency to come off his line to react to through balls and crosses. So 12. He kind of tends to. So the sweeper keeper kind of needs to be able to do that more. David De Gea is perfectly good at it. 12 is fine. I'd say for more of these footballing stats, 12 is perfectly good. You know, rushing out will combine with one-on-ones. So one-on-ones, he's got 16 for his one-on-ones and his 12 for his rushing out. So he can judge those situations and he's good at coming out for the ball like that. Throwing 12, pretty much what it sounds like. The ability to accurately distribute the ball from his hands, so only a 12, but again, 12 is perfectly good. Anticipation, composure, concentration, decisions, all 15 or higher, so that's excellent. Obviously, that's kind of that and rushing out and one-on-ones all kind of combining to determine his sweeper keeper, whether he comes for a ball that's over the top, can he make the right decision, is the ball, does he come for a cross, that kind of thing. So he's obviously exceptional at all of that. His positioning 16, of course. Goalkeeper's probably the role on the park that positioning is talked about the most. Was he in the right bit of the goal for that free kick? Was he far enough off his line to deal with a through ball, all that kind of thing. So he's very good at that. Physical, a little bit less important for goalkeepers, their pace and stuff, because they don't tend to run as much. Acceleration of 13, agility of 16 and pace of 12 for De Gea. At 32 years old, that's pretty good. That is obviously going to be combined with his rushing out and his one-on-ones to determine whether he can sweep up a through ball, that sort of thing. Jumping reach of 14 is okay. So combining with aerial reach and command of area. So he's pretty good at taking the ball in the air, and he's obviously a tall guy at 193 centimetres. So he can deal with all that. Strength of 15, so he's not overly likely to get bumped off the ball. Take on some refreshments, pardon me. It's not overly likely to get bumped off the ball. Plus, in the modern era, if he does get bumped off the ball, it's probably going to be a free kick for him anyway. So that, I'm afraid to say, is pretty much the goalkeeper. It's an important position, but it's not something that's overly complicated. We take a look at his additional instructions here. Pass it shorter, so he gives it out to the defenders here. Distribute to centre backs, roll it out, slow pace down. Basically, that's just to do with the kind of, you know, the game that we are playing. The fact that we try and play a passing game from him here, but you could easily have, if you've got a big target man up front, you could easily change. Some of these instructions. So you could go in here, throw it long if you want it to go up to the midfielders. Maybe take long kicks over opposition defence if you've got an advance forward, a poacher. Distribute to target man and take long kicks with lob it up to a big man up front. Pass directness, more direct, that kind of thing. It's pretty simplistic actually when you look at the descriptions for it. Also, I'm afraid to say that that's basically it for the goalkeeper. It's the most important position on the park, but it's also relatively simplistic. You're looking for high stats, and you're looking for a philosophy. If you're playing a sweeper keeper, you're looking for the passing. If you're not looking for a sweeper keeper, it's not that important. His distribution, he's gonna, I would say for most sides that are of a certain level, you're going to be going for a sweeper keeper, trying to pass it out and play your way up the park playing football. If for some reason, if perhaps you're a smaller side, you're maybe a counter-attacking side, or perhaps you're just trying to play with a certain philosophy for a challenge, you know, can you create a Barcelona who plays counter-attacking football or something just to challenge yourself, then maybe you would want a goalkeeper with his kicking attribute is really high, and you would try and distribute it over the top of the defence. Maybe you're going with Messi as an advance forward or a poacher or something. You try and get the goalkeeper to lob it over the top of the defenders and get Messi to latch onto it, just to see if it would work. Then you maybe look at something like that, somebody with kicking attribute high, and give him the instruction to distribute it long, that kind of thing. So that's just a little bit of a thought, but the goalkeeper is relatively simple. There's not many variables, there's not many roles. You're looking for somebody who can distribute it well and who can save the ball well. If you were to ask me what would I consider more important, I would say it depends what your team is. So perhaps if you are Man United, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Juventus, that kind of thing, you maybe want to take or be open to taking a goalkeeper who perhaps isn't as good at handling or isn't as good at reflexes or command of area for somebody who is good at passing. You know, you take a little bit of a hit on his actual goalkeeping abilities for somebody who's a lot better at distributing, maybe if you're a bigger team. If you're a smaller team, then again, you're just going to try and lob it over them, get a high kicking stat, take a passing of 3, as long as he's got good goalkeeping stats, because you're going to be facing more shots. You can't really have a powder puff goalkeeper. But that's basically the theory behind goalkeepers. It didn't take very long to explain. It's not a very complicated position. If you've liked the video, drop down below and leave a like. Or if perhaps I've looked at this too simply, perhaps there's something you've been thinking about regarding the goalkeepers, you don't understand how something works, then leave a comment down below. I'll try and answer that in the future. Incidentally, I know I was in my little outro there, but incidentally, something I want to talk about is this eccentricity stat. This attribute reflects the goalkeeper's tendency to do the unexpected with or without the ball. Now, you can see it's a 10 here for De Gea. Eccentricity for me is bad for a goalkeeper. I don't want my goalkeeper to do the unexpected with the ball, especially. Goalkeepers get the ball at feet. I don't want him trying a Cruyff turn, so I don't like eccentricity. And I think, I'm not 100% sure on this, but I think you want eccentricity to be lower. So a 1 would mean he was completely predictable and he'll never do something ridiculous like a Cruyff turn. Whereas if it was 20, he's a complete nutter and he's just all over the shop. Let's actually take a look at some other goalkeepers and see if we can figure out if it should be high or low you're aiming for. Let's have a little look. Position, goalkeeper. Let's see if we can see some sort of let's see what's Courtois. Courtois is 5. Jan Oblak's is 4. So I definitely think you're looking for a lower stat there. I can't think of any crazy eccentric goalkeeper actually. I mean, in the past you would have went for, you know, that Colombian guy who does the scorpion kick and all that stuff. So, but I don't really see any now. But with Oblak and Courtois being as low as that, then I suspect you're looking for it to be a lower stat. Unless you want a mad crazy nutter goalkeeper, which I don't suspect you do. So, back to the outro. I will see you next time for another tutorial video. Next time we're going to either be looking at youth development or... Now let's look at youth development. Screw it. Next time we're going to be looking at youth development. So that'll be the next tutorial. We're also going to do scouting. Scouting and youth development. 2 other things that we want to talk about. So next time we're going to be doing youth development. So I'll see you then for that tutorial.